Hey, Reddit Media here. Welcome to my channel. Today's we are going to see 5 different stories/incident. Here comes first. Karen wants to make me leave my own party. Some context here. I was in the army for 5 years and was near a IED when it exploded and have some scars on my arms and legs. Cast: me, my wife, Karen's husband, Karen, and her kid. This took place 2 years ago, and we had a semi-big 4th of July party. It was hot out, and I had shorts and a tank top on. Some scars were visible, but most were fixed with surgery. The main one was on my arm and running from my shoulder to my elbow. A kid asked me why I had it, and I just said I got hurt. He just walked away to his mom and dad. I was standing at the grill like any dad at a party, and Karen stormed over and just started yelling that what I told her son traumatized him. I was confused for a minute before she pointed at my arm. Apparently I was a awful person for doing this. The yelling attracted my wife and Karen's husband. The husband was mad at me because I made his wife angry and whatnot. My wife tried to calm them down with me to no use. Karen yelled that I need to leave my own party because I was big and scary to the kids, and she thought that I was threatening to her. I apologized for looking scary, but I also explained that I will not leave my own party, but her family is free to leave. We ended up just asking them to leave after a loud argument. The worst part is that I burned the burgers. Entitled Mother refuses to look after me when I have a kidney infection. This happened a year ago, and my M thinks she did nothing wrong still. This happened when I, 18F, was 16 and I was still living with my M. I woke up one morning in extreme pain coming from my bladder when I went to the bathroom that morning with huge blood clots leaving my body. My M took me to the doctors right away, and they had to take a sample of my urine. I should also mention I was struggling to walk as the pain was that bad. Anyway, after looking at the sample and doing some tests, I was diagnosed with a kidney infection, but luckily I didn't need to go to R&D. I was taken home and had to miss college. My BF, still together, and I were only dating for a week at that point, but I called him and told him what had happened, so he couldn't see me that day. He said he would come over as soon as he finishes all his classes for that day to come look after me. Well, throughout the whole day my mother refused to feed me, give me pain meds or even see me despite the fact I had started to develop a fever and started to become very sick. By the time my BF came around he checked my temperature and said I was too hot to touch and opened all the windows in my room and found a fan to try and cool me down. After this whole thing I was finally able to sleep and he kept an eye on me as he let me sleep on his chest. When I woke up he had some pain meds for me to take and told me my M wouldn't tell him where they were, so he had to ask my younger brother who had no idea I was sick. He thought I was still at college, bless him, so they raided the kitchen until they found some. Seconds later my M offered my BF food and my stomach growled, but she chose to ignore that. My BF heard this and said he wanted a cheese toastie, but would like it cut in half. She did just that, and he gave me the other half whilst she just glared at him. My BF stayed till 10 PM to make sure I was alright and had his parents pick him up. After he left she banned him from coming over, and I asked why. I was given no reason. I told him the next day, and guess what, he turns up in his rugby uniform and stayed for another 2 hours before leaving for his rugby. To say she was pissed was an understatement. He laughed the next day when I was able to return to college when I told him what happened. The thing is my M has never fed me when I'm sick or have an infection. I don't know why, but that is how it is. However, she always makes sure my younger brother is fed and well medicated whenever he is sick, so I think he is just favored more than me. I should mention my brother isn't entitled, but is one of the sweetest people I know and is famous for his hugs in his primary school, and about a month later I moved out of her home into my awesome dad and stepmom's. I've been loving it there ever since. My BF, dad and stepmom all get along great, so I'm happy for that. Mom steals my tickets for her kid. This happened pre-COVID. I was at a Dave & Buster's with the hubs for date night. I'm playing one of those games where you shoot a coin down a slot and hope it results in pushing multiple other coins off the edge to get tickets. However, Dave & Buster's no longer gives tickets, You have to insert your game card when you are done playing to receive your ticket credits. I'm the only one playing one of the machines. There are 5 other empty machines that others could sit and play at. All of a sudden a woman is standing behind me and she says, "Excuse me, but you have been playing this game a while and my son, probably 6, deserves a turn." Of course I point out that there are 5 other identical games available, but that is not good enough for her. She says, "I see you have well over 400 points on this game. It is clearly the lucky one." I try to stick it out, but she is breathing like a dragon behind me, so I decide to leave. It's not worth it. I'm not even halfway out of the chair before the little kid is in my chair. No kidding. We touch butts as I'm sliding over. Mom pushes me out of the way, and I say, "Excuse me, but I need to put in my card to get my tickets." The friggin' B*TCH takes her son's card and shoves it in, looks at me, and says sorry he is playing now, and they are his tickets. You are clearly too old to be here anyway. A child deserves them more. I was 24 at the time, and this is D&B. It caters to adults. It's not some friggin' Chuck E. Cheese. Now, I'm not one to cause a scene, but I had spent a lot of my credits on that game. Of course I went to security and threw a fit. They went over to the woman and told her she needs to let others take their tickets before playing, but of course she played dumb. In the end, they gave me twice as many ticket credits as I was supposed to get, but also let her keep the ones she stole, most likely to avoid a huge blow up. I can't believe how arrogant people are. M wants to prevent me from becoming a doctor because I pointed out her son's possible disability. I know this headline sounds like I'm the R at first, but please hear me out. So, as one can tell by my name, I'm a med student. A couple months ago, my flatmate went abroad for a year. She had been tutoring a boy in English and German. We're German, and the boy's mother asked her if she knew anybody who could replace her while she's gone. As I've done some tutoring before, and I'm fairly good at English and German, my flatmate asked me and I agreed. When I started, the mother asked me if I could also tutor her son in maths. They used to have another tutor for that, but she had moved cities recently. I'm not particularly good at maths, but the boy is only in 5th grade, 10 to 11 years old in Germany, so I said I'd try. However, it became frustrating very quickly. At first I was seriously wondering how he made it to 5th grade, because he couldn't even do basic addition. I could tell fairly quickly that it definitely wasn't due to lack of will or laziness. He simply couldn't understand numbers at all. For example, they were learning about fractions at the time and he couldn't envision at all what the difference between 2/3 and 3/2 was. I had heard about dyscalculia before, so I did some tests with him, like asking him to tell time on an analog clock. He was unable to, making him solve a list of addition and subtraction problems in which each was repeated 3 or 4 times. Different results for all of them. Asking him to tell me which of 2 numbers is larger, mostly unable to, etc. I was honestly wondering how neither his parents nor his teachers had never noticed anything. I didn't want to keep getting money for a job I couldn't do, so I sat his mother down after a tutoring session and explained to her that her son has such massive issues in maths that I'm in no way qualified to help him. I said that he shows a lot of signs of dyscalculia, and while I'm not a professional and that doesn't mean he has it, I would suggest having him checked by a professional and organize a professional tutor and not some med student who knows nothing about teaching kids with more serious troubles in school. And she got angry. She told me, and I quote, "Get your fucking shoes and get the fuck out of my house." When I asked her what I did, she almost screamed that she would not tolerate strangers telling her that her son was dim-witted or stupid, and that this was a normal and honorable family. I tried to explain to her that I was saying the total opposite of that, because her son having that condition would be nobody's fault, and that he just needs specialized help, which is anything but dishonorable. That's when she started threatening to call the head of my university, because someone like me would be totally unfit to treat patients if I call all of them idiots, and that an arrogant bitch like me shouldn't be let loose in a hospital. I knew she couldn't realistically do anything, but it still hurt to hear. I didn't reply anymore at that point and just took my things and left. I haven't heard from her again, or from my uni for that matter, Mayo, but I do feel very sorry for her son, because it doesn't seem like she will get him the help he needs. M says she knows owner so her son should get free classes. Cast. Me. M entitled mother. M master, that's his official title. Backstory. I help teach martial arts. I've been doing martial arts for 10 years, but only been teaching for about 5, maybe 6. I've become close with my teacher. He's like a father to me. I've been to family events. I've been to his home many times to have sleepovers with his daughter. He picks me up from school. I've gone to tournaments with him. Clarification. We stay in separate hotel rooms. I'm a minor, and he has permission to take me to tournaments, etc. You get the point. Story. Anyways, so we usually teach class together, but if someone comes in, I usually go, so that he can continue teaching. Well, one day, a woman comes in and immediately starts flagging me down in the middle of class. So I excuse myself and walk over there. Me. Hello. How can I help you? M. Why are you so slow? Me. Pardon? M. Next time an adult calls you over, you need to come immediately. Do you understand? I really didn't want to start something, so I said yes ma'am and we continued. Me. What can I help you with today? M. I want to sign my son up for classes. Me. Okay. Let me get a schedule and the payment options. M. Oh, just the schedule. Me. Pardon? M. I'll only need the schedule. I don't have to pay. I know the owner, and he said I can take for free. Me. Miss, I can't do that. I'm not the owner. M. You can and you will. Do I make myself clear? I want free classes for my angel now. Yes, she said angel. At this point I'm getting agitated because I have severe anxiety when I get yelled at. So I start darting my eyes around and M catches my eyes. He gives me the "you okay" look and I just shake my head no. He gets the kids doing stuff and walks over. M. Hello. What can I do for you? M. Finally, a responsible adult. Next time I come in here, this slow B asterisk TCH better not take forever. Anyways, I know the owner of this establishment, and he said I can put my son here for free. So, snap to it. Me. Excuse me. I'm going to go and continue with the kids. M. Oh no, you can stay right here with me. You're okay. M. So you're going to defend her? I want to speak to the owner. M. You're looking at him. Miss, I own this establishment. This is my business that I built from the ground up. Now, I would greatly appreciate it if you apologize to Love Harold and leave my business now. You have no right to call her anything other than Ms. last name. You are agitating her and the other children, and I do not appreciate it. Well, FYI, he's very protective of all of us. M. Rolling eyes. Ugh, sorry. She promptly stomped out of there and never came back. After that, we ended class early because M knew we were all agitated and we just talked for about 30 minutes. If you made it this far, thanks for reading. Guys, please like, comment, subscribe and share. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.